you don't necessarily lose people because they're bad or because you're bad. You lose them because you grew past the place that you were at when you first met them. And you know what? That shit feel like heartbreak because it is. Yo, Valerie, talk to him.
Yeah, because it is heartbreak, but not the kind you think. It's the heartbreak of realizing somebody you once prayed for was really just a reflection of the wounds you carried back then. You met in survival. You mirrored each other's pain, and it felt like love because it was familiar. But when you heal, that frequency shifts. You stop needing the same validation. You stop feeding the same cycles. And the bond starts to unravel, not because of hate, but because you've grown past the place it was built. That's the grief nobody warns you about. You don't just lose them. You lose the version of you who once needed them. And that feels like death. But really, it's rebirth, because every time you level up, you're going to have to bury another layer of your past. Not out of malice, out of alignment.
So yeah, here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? When you meet people, a lot of times what happens is that, you come to them, your ego is fully formed. You have to have that ego cracked. And a lot of times you're not going to do it to yourself. So you have to then, vibrate at a frequency that is going to be in alignment with you, destroying your ego. You know what I mean? So these people that you might look at as heartbreak are actually people that are meant to, realign you. Because it's about alignment over love. Valerie, talk to him.
That's the truth right there. Because love without alignment, that's just attachment. And the people who break you, who crack your ego open, they're not enemies, they're assignments. It's alignment over love, always. Because love without alignment keeps you trapped in a loop. But alignment, even when it hurts, pushes you forward. Think about it. If you only ever stayed with people who fed your ego, you'd never touch your soul. You'd never be humbled, never be cracked, never be rebuilt. So, yeah, it feels like heartbreak, but it's really a course correction. The universe saying, I know this felt good to your ego, but I'm sending you what's good for your evolution. And that's why losing them cuts so deep. It's not rejection, it's redirection. You didn't just outgrow the person, you outgrew the frequency you shared.
So yeah, here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? When you look back on these people that, are not no longer in your life, you have to look back on them as a gift because they allowed you to be your best self. You know what I mean? If you holding that anger in your heart, if you holding that hurt in your heart, you'll never grow. And then that will become punishment to you. You know what I'm saying? They say that, when you drink poison, you know what I mean? It's like drinking poison. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to feel it. Other person to feel that poison. You know what I'm saying? So you have to allow that anger to go. You have to allow yourself to grow. You know what I mean? And then after that, you have to look back and rewire that time frame in your mind to where it's like, that was a lesson. You know what I'm saying? That lesson, that was tuition you went through. That pain was tuition.
That's it, bro. That's the alchemy. You just flipped heartbreak into gratitude, pain into fertilizer. Because if you keep replaying it as betrayal, the wound stays open. But if you reframe it as a gift, then even the hardest goodbye becomes a stepping stone. It's true, anger is like drinking poison, hoping they get sick. But really, you're the one rotting from the inside. The moment you let it go, you detox your soul. So instead of saying, they hurt me, you start saying, they helped me see me. Instead of, they wasted my time, you start saying, they prepared me for my best timeline. That's how you rewire the story. That's how you turn heartbreak into harvest. Every person who left carved space for your highest self to enter.
So now, what we're going to do is this. So now here's the thing. If you're feeling what we just did today, check out my long format content on YouTube. Or if you're watching this on TikTok, whenever you subscribe to me, I go live, come join the party. So right now, if you want to follow me on YouTube, my name is Omarvelous. You can search me on YouTube, or you can go into my TikTok bio, my description. The link to my YouTube is there. All this whole catalog, Valerie and I go live for 2 or 3 hours. We break down all types of shit like this. You know what I'm saying? So if you're feeling what we're doing, you know what I'm saying, catch the long format. Follow me on YouTube. My whole old catalog is there. Or if you want to catch us live, you know what I'm saying, look out for the notification when we go live. Make sure you sub to the channel.